Hey folks, this is Tennessee Brando. First of all, I would like to thank everyone here at MeidasTouch for giving me the opportunity to come onto their platform and share my views and share some of my stories with you. And I'm very grateful for the opportunity, so thank you to everyone at MeidasTouch, and a special shout out to my good buddy Texas Paul for believing in me. You know, I grew up in a small town in southeast Kentucky, right on the border of Tennessee and Virginia, and it was and still is the Bible Belt. And over the last 20 years, I've traveled around my part of the world singing and writing songs in a country band. So people would come out to my shows, they would take one look at me, dressed like a biker, sounding like a hillbilly, and up there throwing in Waylon Jennings covers. And so they automatically, I guess, thought that I believed exactly the same way they did. But then when they would add me on social media, see certain videos I was making, or see certain comments I was leaving in comment sections, suddenly they're like, wait a minute, how can that guy be from our part of the world and believe like that? Well, it's because I see through what the right wing has done, and there's a whole lot more people in our part of the world that thinks like I do. There's a whole lot more people with progressive and left-leaning viewpoints in the South and in Appalachia, but they stay quiet a lot of times because they don't want to rock the boat, because the other side is just so loud in this part of the world. And they're loud because for years now, the right wing has been working really hard at creating the narrative that they are the party for the working class here in Appalachia. They're the ones that's coming to help them. They realize that people in my part of the world are taught to believe in God, and they're taught to have respect and believe in the flag. Everybody here has veterans in their family. Our granddaddies fought in wars, and we're taught to be very proud to be an American and be proud of that flag. Our granddaddies hand us down guns, and we're constantly out here hunting and shooting and fishing and doing things like that. And we're hardworking people. And so when the Republican Party comes to our part of the world and says to us, hey, look, these liberals, they're against everything you believe in. They don't even believe in your God. They don't believe in the flag. They have no respect for the flag. And they're going to come take those guns your granddaddy left you. And they're on the side of everybody that's working against you. They will blame anybody and everybody for your problems. They will tell you that the Latinos are coming for your jobs. They'll tell you that people of color are rising up. They'll keep you fearful of the gay and the transgender community. And they do those things to keep you voting against your own interest in order to empower their own interest. It's all a well-orchestrated plot to take control of people in my part of the world. And I see through that, and a whole lot more people do too. We realize that, one of us voting for a Republican will be like a chicken voting for Colonel Sanders. We understand that, and we have to start pushing this narrative and let people know that, hey, not everybody in the South, not everybody in Appalachia believes that way. To conservatives in my part of the world who may be listening to this going, man, how can you be saying these things? They're on our side. Go look at their voting record. Go look to see what it was they voted for. They talk a good game. They tell you they're on their side, but how many times did they bring a new idea to our part of the world to help us? How many times did they vote against things to help us? Go look right at their voting record. Don't listen to what they say. Go look at what they did, and you'll see a completely different narrative. And to those on the left here in Appalachia and here in the South, now more than ever is the time to be talking. I know it's hard. I know you feel outnumbered, but you'll probably really be surprised at how many people in our part of the world have progressive viewpoints. So now more than ever is the time to be talking, because we have never seen American democracy under threat like it is right now. We have never seen women's rights being trampled on the way they are now. People of color, the gay and trans community, all these people are having a really hard time right now. And the other side has empowered the hatred so bad. Racism and homophobia is running rampant. Now's not the time to go quiet because you're afraid you might piss off some cousin you ain't seen in 2 years when you see him at the family reunion. I don't care if I lose a person like that in my life, because the issues right now are way more important. So get out there, start talking, let people know that, hey, people here in the South, we don't all think the way the other side does. We have progressive viewpoints, and we want to be there to help our fellow Americans. So get out there and start talking. Don't be afraid, because there's a whole lot more people that think like we do. And don't ever forget the words of Martin Luther King. In the end, we won't notice the words of the enemy, but the silence of friends.